welcome to Nailverse. I hope you're having a great day and continue to have a great day. If you're a beginner and you're looking to learn so much and everything that you need to know about applying acrylics and doing your nails, please hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, always leave a comment, and if you found this video helpful, please like this video. I have a link in the description of all the Amazon products that I use, so you can click that and purchase everything that you need to follow along with me. In this video, I'm going to be using a practice finger, so it is a little bit more difficult to do normal tasks as it would be. As you can see here, I'm taking off the acrylic, but you will need to change up a few things that you would do on a regular nail. Let's go ahead and get started. Pushing back cuticles is a pretty easy task, but you do need some cuticle oil. I'm going to use my cuticle pusher, and I'm going to go ahead and apply some of that onto the pusher, and you're just going to push back the cuticles. Obviously wouldn't go into the nail bed like shown, but you would push them back to make the perfect edge. The next thing you're going to need to do is put on your sanding band onto your e-file, and you are only going to lightly kiss the nail. I do it a little bit more aggressive, as you'll see here in just a moment, but for a regular nail, be very light. Also make sure that your speed is always on the lowest setting possible. Next step is to figure out the appropriate nail size. You need to make sure that it fits from both sides of the nail bed. You can see this one is a little bit too big as it's hanging off. This one is perfect, it reaches from both sides and it's not too big. Now this step right here you would do after you put them on your regular nails, but since I'm using a fake nail, it is a little bit more difficult. So we'll clip that and then we'll file this to our shape of preference. And you're going to take the nail glue, only apply it on the bottom of it, and hold that onto the nail for 10 to 15 seconds. And after doing this, I noticed that the nail was a little bit crooked, so here you can see me trying to fix that. And this is what it looks like. The next step is going to be to add a little bit more nail glue just to make sure that it's secured onto the nail the best that it can. I'm going to go ahead and cure this for a little bit just so that I can hopefully speed up the drying process. The next thing that we're going to do is file this nail. You're going to want to make sure that the acrylic nail is a perfect line between the bed of your nail all the way up to the acrylic. So you're going to want to go to the side, starting at the bed of the nail. You notice that I broke this nail, and I wanted to show you this in case that you do the same. If you do this, you need to take the sanding band and go over everywhere that the glue was to make sure that it's flat again. And you can see me here just doing the same process. I will now redo the filing step. The next step is to buffer the nail. You want to make sure that you buffer the tip, the sides, and on top. When you file on top, you're going to want to go all the way down to the bed of the nail, that way it creates a flat surface. Now it's time to apply the foundation. Make sure you only apply the foundation to the bed of the nail. Do not apply it to the tip. And we will allow this to cure for 90 seconds. Now it's time for the most exciting step. We're going to create the acrylic. I'm going to start off by putting some monomer in my dappen dish and prepping my brush. I always do this by flattening the brush and curving the sides. I'm going to show you guys a couple practice beads. I always put the brush in the monomer, swipe it on one side and dab it on the other. You can see that this bead is not good, so we're going to try again. Again, soak, swipe, dab. And this is a perfect medium bead. Make sure you let it stand for 2 to 3 seconds before applying. Again, swipe, dap. And this one's going to be a cuticle bead, and you can tell because it's a little bit smaller. So let's go ahead and put this on the nail. I always use the side that I dap instead of swipe. And this is a good medium bead to apply right where the acrylic starts, and then swipe it straight down to create a thin layer. The next step, we're going to create another bead. This bead is going to be a cuticle bead. As you can see, I apply it very close to the cuticle, but not on the cuticle. Make sure that you have that barrier to separate the cuticle. I'm going to go in with another medium-sized bead just to kind of flatten it all out, and I am going to put that close to the cuticle, but I'm going to pull it all the way to the sides and towards the tip. I always swipe the excess with my finger, that way that there's not acrylic sticking to the finger. And I use a little bit of monomer to make sure that this is as straight as possible. Now this is pretty good, but I do want to make it a little bit better to make it straighter. I decided I wanted to add a little bit more on the tip because that is also important. You want to make sure it's an even, flat layer. Now this is the product before we put it in the UV LED light. This is how the nail should look coming out of the UV LED lamp. You can see a couple imperfections, but we will simply fix that with a file. Again, you want to make sure that you're creating an edge so that you start at the bed all the way to the tip. Also file underneath, on the sides, and on top. The next step is we're going to use this drill bit to file down the acrylic. We will do this by covering the entire nail. It will create a drill film so that you know which part of the nail you have completed. Make sure you do all of it, including the sides. You may see me shaping it a little bit with this drill, but do not do that if you are a beginner because it can mess up the shaping of the nail. This is how it should look. Next, you're going to take the buffer and go all the way on top and on the sides and underneath and on the tip. You're going to make this a smooth surface, and you should be able to touch it with your fingers and it should feel very smooth, and that's when you know that you're done. dust it off, and now it's time to wash your hands. This is what it should look like after you wash your hands. Now it's time to pick the color, and we're going to go with this pinkish. But first, we need to apply the base coat. And allow that to cure. And we will go in with our gel polish. You will need to do the 3-stripe method, one in the middle, one on the right, and one on the left, and blend. I do want to warn you that my gel polish does change with temperature, so after it comes out of the lamp, you may notice a slight difference in color. You can apply gel 2 to 3 times. I do not recommend more because your gel can become too thick. Make sure you allow 30 to 60 seconds between coats to ensure that they are completely dry. Once you are satisfied, go ahead and apply your top coat of choice. I chose matte top coat. If you choose to do the same, make sure that you cover the entire nail. Here is our finished product. Thank you so much for watching, and for more content, click that subscribe button. If this was helpful, like it. If you have any questions, leave a comment.